Hi. this my incense just started really beckoning towards me as a drop down came that Divine Empress Tarot, my beautiful Kelly, shout out to you, um, has posted a reading. I am transforming into my divine self. So anyway, I did a beautiful meditation and I was being called, go and do your reading, go and do it. So I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so if I show you what I've done, we basically have, can I turn this? Okay, so basically we have 3 piles. This first pile here is our energy cards. Our second pile is our intuitive whispers, and our third is our Akashic Tarot. Now I ask, this one is a future card. Here I asked for our now and what it is that we need to know. All right, so this is where we are at the minute, so bear with me on this. I'm going to do this as my inner work because I've just read my inner work book. Love this book. Here it is. Oh, upside down. Here it is here. All right. Love this book. An Invitation to True Freedom and Lasting Happiness. And I was just reading about getting to this point at the very sort of final themes of consciousness. Okay. So you want to get up into the 5D. And when I was walking along earlier, I was doing my affirmations and I was then listening to some Gregory Allen talking about energy and how to work with energy. And we often learn to work with energy at a 3D level. All of us have got intuitive gifts, we've all got, but it's when we go into those higher levels of consciousness, of intuition, of really drawing down on a spiritual level, that you start to, experience spiritual gifts, whether they be signs and synchronicities, messages, people, look at this coming towards me, people on your path, new people coming in. So I really love the fact that I am being so guided right now, and it is on a much higher level, my 4D sort of level. The themes of consciousness go 4D, which is self as mind, relief, self-empowered mentality, reason and logic, acceptance, willingness, neutrality, and courage. So I was just thinking about courage and neutrality because yesterday I had a courage card came out. And it really resonated with me. And neutrality and courage is the 2 things that are accepting our destiny, chapter 10. I started reading about neutrality, but just before I got to chapter 10, I was reading about courage. And I just absolutely love the fact that here we are. I lied to you. I was reading about courage first and then neutrality. So it's just started to really make sense to me of where I am on my journey. So I've still got work to do, is my point. And I think we've all got work to do. So I wanted to share this with you. And often people say, well, how do I do it? I even asked my sister today, how do I? And I talked to myself, I told her how I was feeling, and she just listens, and I actually had a good release, and then an understanding came upon me. So find yourself your mentor, find yourself someone you can talk to. If you come across my talks and it helps you in any way, then I'm blessed to be able to share this with you. And often it's not just a one thing. The more you ask for, the more you're open to receive, the more you accept divine guidance and divine timing, and have that courage and neutrality to be able to go forward into an unknown, with maybe a bit of fear, maybe a bit of, whatever it might be that is stopping you from stepping forward, keep going. If you do that, then you will find that happiness, joy, peace that you want. And that's where I want to be, on top here. And sometimes I do feel I kind of get here, because this is freedom and happiness, love and inner peace. And I absolutely feel at times I'm there, but sometimes I'm sort of slipping between these two things. So I know there's still work to be done. And that's absolutely fine with me. So I'm doing it. I'm doing the work, and you are part of my journey as much as I'm maybe a part of yours. So here we are together. But I wanted to read a little bit of detail for you about accepting our destiny. The key to growth is the introduction into higher dimensions of consciousness. Lao Tzu said that. And it says here, we must accept our destiny of true freedom and lasting happiness, and not get complacent and settle for any limitation to our freedom, joy, peace, love, and happiness. Always stay open to the possibility that it could keep getting even better. So there's a reason we've been continuously reminding you to have courage throughout this journey. It takes incredible courage to do your inner work and to put down our dissatisfaction with life and face the restrictions we have unknowingly accepted. As we emerge from the darkness of the limiting themes, it is now time to cultivate true power and the energies of love and peace. It all starts with courage. And there are two sorts of courage. One is facing the cannon. The other is the courage of spiritual conviction. Vivekananda. Okay, right. So absolutely spiritual conviction. So limiting themes of consciousness resist life and reject love, whereas courage affirms life and accepts love, thus making it unlimited and inexhaustible. So energy shifts into self-honesty and commitment to sincere improvement. Courage is the theme that officially chooses good over evil, or honesty over delusion, divinity over ego. It is the energy of all commitment, determination, dedication, and productivity. Through courage, we just transcend the emotional insecurities of the human animal and tap into higher spiritual power of honesty and protection. Honor, respect, valor, and dedication to our responsibilities takes precedence. So courage is finally a constructive energy of life that affirms, gives back, and participates in society with dignity, honesty, and loyalty. Now, there is triggers that will bring this into the open for you in terms of your journey and things that are happening and the lessons that you are to learn. And ultimately, courage is still invested in perceived battles of life, isn't it? So it might be driven by moral obligation, all right? But it's this idea what feels right is the good and the right thing to do. That's what courage is all about. And this is what triggers you. But what they go on to say, and this is really interesting, courage will think things like, my word is my bond, integrity is everything, all that, valor is respectable, I protect and serve, all of these sort of things. However, what they go on to say is, if we surrender the obligation to fight or right perceived wrongs, if we release attachment to the need to defend what the ego values, we can discover the ease of not participating. So this requires a greater level of trust and surrender, because we must accept the world will be okay without our input. So what we've got to do from a higher perspective of love and is not to be solved by destroying the problem, but by simply focusing only on a solution. We stop being confrontational within ourselves and with others. We find a new level of equanimity that comes from no longer needing to fix or to fight with anything. So you have a new narrative. You allow divinity to handle the affairs of the world. Goodness will prevail. You see only solutions. And this is where I was reading about neutrality, about being impartial, about thinking about it as being satisfied, knowing there's no more enemies or to fight, and there's no need to be confrontational with ourselves or with others. In neutrality, we reach a place where we don't need or have to change anything and can instead just remain uninvolved and trust innate consequence will take care of it. So, neutrality, if lingered in for too long, though, becomes the theme of complacency. So we don't want to do that, do we? Everything tends to be fine in the end. Everyone just needs to relax, stop fighting this sort of complacency. It's all great if you get to that point. But then you've got to remember, once we feel comfortable with a newfound ease and non-confrontational view of life, we can progress to even grander states of joy and expression of our true self. We do this by seeing that when we voluntarily give more to life, it gives it back to us even more. And while courage participated out of duty and responsibility, the next stage of evolution is to participate with willingness and self-motivation to share our gifts and talents out of gratitude and the joy of inspiration. And that is exactly what I was reading when I was thinking, come and do this, come and do this, come and share this knowledge. So if it resonates with anyone right now, if you come across, you're listening to this, I hope and pray that it gives you what it gave me, that boost to get up and come in and pull some cards. I did that. I got my packs. I thought, what is it that we wanted to know? So neutrality, therefore, is transcended through re-engagement with life, this time not out of any need or obligation, but out of aspiration and excitement. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to positively impact the world. What I do matters. I have something unique to give. I have talents to share that were given specifically to me. I uplift others. The more I give, the more I enjoy. My involvement benefits the world. My dreams and ambitions were given to me for a reason. I have a unique purpose. I am motivated. I am inspired. I am needed. I am driven. My future is positive and bright. I can do anything I set my mind to. I am a success. My life is a success. I am talented. I am capable. Anything is possible. I have no limits except the ones I place on myself. So, my friends, that is the inner work. And so now we'll just do, let me just put this down a minute because it's really getting into my throat. Okay, very lovely clearing. So let us now look at these three piles. Remember I said to you, we've got the first one, which is the fifth chakra, which is Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel is about communication, is about the throat chakra. So this is how we are feeling at the minute. It's our energy. It's about communication. And it's no wonder I pulled this card, because that's exactly what I was reading about. And then that's what I was feeling I wanted to share. Somebody may want to hear that, may need to hear it, may want that guidance in some way. So very beautiful, number 39. And let's have a little read. So it's about self-expression and speaking your truth. Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. He is sending powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. This angel opens you up to truthful expression, both for yourself and others. You may have had trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel is here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself. So never deny your profound integral value. What did I start this reading with? This film with? It was, I am divinely guided. It is I am being guided. It's my inner light I am shining. So it's so lovely. Speak up for yourself. Write in your journal. Let your words flow. I do that all the time. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so. This card could also indicate that a communication project is coming, or a time of heightened communication with spirit and telepathy with others. Isn't that amazing? And it's funny, I was listening on TikTok. There's a, his name's Cody something healing. Anyway, he plays this beautiful sort of flute, these wooden flute music and what have you, and they resonate with different chakras. And he's done two of them where I picked them up, where it's what chakra, use your intuition to find which chakra this particular instrument he's blowing into is resonating with, and both times I've got them right. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing, because I could feel very clearly my body telling me where that music was resonating. And music is my love language as well. Not that I sing, but I love music. And one of my gifts is that I do get downloads of music, and it really resonates with me sometimes. So that is so beautiful and lovely. And as I'm talking about gifts and what have you, our second card in our pile, our intuitive whispers, is gift yourself. Gift yourself, number 28. And 8 and 2 is 10, which is completion. All right, but gift yourself. Look at all these beautiful gifts. But do you know what? This is not what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. It's that spiritual guide. It's that orb. It's that angelic presence that for me is more important than any material gain. It's this one for me, my spiritual gifts. And when I was walking along and listening to my affirmations and everything else and really thinking about what I wanted to do, one of the most important things for me is that I recognize how profound my life has changed in the 2 years since I've been on my spiritual journey. And all of the detail, all of the different things that keep coming, all the messages, signs, synchronicities, numbers, help, and spiritual guidance is what it's all about. I have the most amazing spiritual team. I think they must be gold medalists. Honestly, I'm so blessed. And I just keep getting this detail all the time. Go and do this, go and do this. And I'm following my intuition as much as I can now and trusting. And that was one of my affirmations, trusting that I am being divinely led, divinely guided, divine timing, trusting in that as my source right now. So let's read Gift Yourself number 28. It is a rebuilding card. And let's see what it tells us. So, what is the best gift you have ever received? What was it about that gift that made it so special? Maybe the gift made you feel loved, seen, and understood. So I'm going to tell you, I received a beautiful, gorgeous ring, okay, from somebody. I didn't expect it. It came in the post. It was beautiful. And I knew why it had been sent. It had been sent with love. And as a form of sort of commitment to our friendship, to our connection. And it was beautiful. It's a beautiful ring. And initially, I was absolutely blown away with the material value of it and the thought that somebody had done that for me. And then I sort of started to think about why it was sent in the post. Why wasn't it given? When all I wanted, instead of that energetic connection, I wanted that more physical connection. And the ring was this physical thing, a tangible element that I touch. But it didn't do for me what I needed it to do. And this is what I was just saying. You know, the material of it was beautiful, lovely. But it was this that was missing for me. It was that emotional connection, that real connection that ruined, in a way, the beauty of the material value. You know, it didn't have that connection. And I kept thinking what the meaning was, that commitment meaning, that thank you meaning, that, you know, whatever it was, the connection. But it just faded because it just wasn't followed up with action. It wasn't followed up with the actual this type of thing. And I don't know whether I read it wrong completely or whatever, but I can't wear the ring now. I just don't feel that I deserve maybe that ring. I don't feel like I gave it the worth that it should have had, or maybe the person that sent it to me didn't give it the worth that it should have had for me, in my heart. And that's important to understand and recognize. So at this stage, I don't know why I'm telling you this story, because it's just something that it just came to me about this because of the material sort of, and a lot of people focus on material things and think, that's going to be the be all and end all. And sometimes it's the smallest of details. One of my students gave me this. Now, this is not worth thousands, is it? It's worth, that from a monetary. But for me, the value of it was so spiritual. It was so important for me. And I thanked her so much for it. I have other things that I get given, little detail, and it's like when, one of my children would make me a card rather than a shop bought card. They put their love and effort into that drawing, into those words or whatever. It was, on a piece of paper with crayons, but it was I suppose the principle behind it, that value of love behind it. And that's what it was missing for me when I received it. I tried my best to come to terms with it. I tried my very best, but now it sits in my drawer and I don't really know what to do with it because of that value that was missing. If ever I saw that person again or talk to that person, maybe that could change that. But at this stage, this is what I'm trying to say to you. So that's a very real thing for me. I don't know if you guys have a very similar situation, might like to tell me about, but that's what I mean. So gift yourself. I think the important message here for this card, gift yourself. We all love receiving gifts, but it can also feel joyful to give a thoughtful gift. That's what I'm trying to say to someone else. Spending time and effort thinking about what they would love. What if you could gift yourself with the same level of love and thoughtfulness? So again, I gave myself that love and thoughtfulness of, you weren't happy with it, it didn't sit well with you. And so that is important to recognize. I wasn't being, because initially that's how my ego sort of said, oh, you're just, you should be grateful and all of that. But actually, I wasn't coming from a place of ego. I was coming up from a place of heart, and my heart hurt. My heart wasn't happy. So what do you desire at this moment? Here's your chance to give to yourself a gesture of self-love because you're worth it. So write yourself a gift list of things that would feel truly lovely to receive. A massage, a candle, some bath salts, a cinema trip, a change of scenery. Look through your list to discover what you desire most right now. It is an exercise in both receiving and in exploring your desires and what your body is craving in this moment. Then go ahead and gift yourself. So that's beautiful. So that's that's a real now situation. And I gifted myself a beautiful walk with a meditation, 222 on the clock. I gifted myself, listening to my intuition this time with you guys. I've gifted myself my spiritual practice. And I am really happy to be able to have done that. I've let go of that other side of things, really important, really important. And when you start with releasing, something that I'm learning, it's not just a case of going, here we go, release. Because what happens really, I think, is there's almost things that will still come into your mind or come into your knowing, that you recognize as still being part of that release. And you think, well, I'm still hanging on. It's not, it's still, it takes time sometimes just to get things through. And be patient with yourself to do that. Be patient. Okay. Oof, where this is all coming from, but here I am. Okay. So then, well, I do know where it's all coming from. My wonderful source. I will be honest with you, the Akashic Tarot, I've picked it up. I haven't done a full reading with it. I've only taken one card from it because I really wanted to tap into energy. And the Akashic Tarot is about knowledge and energy, past, present, future. And I started with our Oracle cards, energy, and I got a tarot card, the Akashic Tarot, both by the same people. So I felt like it needed to be together with the intuitive whispers oracle in the middle. So we pulled the 5 of keys, and it says here wishes fulfilled. And I can just be honest with you, this is the first time I've had the nicest Akashic record card that immediately uplifted me and made me feel good. And it's because, look, it's in the upright, it's purple, my favorite color. It is the 5 of keys, which is about money, finance, support, stability, that type of thing, and it's wishes fulfilled. So I think the last reading I did for with using the account for myself, the Akashic Tarot deck, I first did the Wheel of Life, and it was quite intense and worrying in parts, and then I sort of did another one because I'm learning about it, and I think there's so much value in it. So the wish is fulfilled, and I'm looking at this beautiful picture, and it's abundance. It's, you know, there's fruit and vegetables everywhere. There's flowers, there's sunlight, the doors open, the windows are open, there's wood, which I love. It's just sort of a perfect picture for me. Have a look for yourself what you think. And 5 as well is a number of transformation, change. So I feel like that is such a lovely, positive card for the future, for going forward. You're on the right track. Look, that you can, you know, there's abundance there for you. You know, you're not going to starve. There's no negative. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, wow, it's just a beautiful, it's not jewels and gold, and it's fruit and it's vegetables and it's flowers and it's sunlight and beautiful scenery and fresh air. And look at that. And it's funny how on my desk I've got my sunflowers, because I just love sunflowers come summer. I think they're beautiful. And, you know, the yellow is lovely. And, you know, this card is a yellow card with the purple as well. So I'm going to read for you the 5 of keys. Oh, where are the keys? Roses, forces, keys. Okay, straight there. No. 199. 99, not far to go. 99. Upright, wishes fulfilled. I'll hold it so you can have a little look while I'm reading. The scene is a bright and full storeroom, a larder for a sizable and successful estate. Inside are keys and coins, wines and spices. Also within the room are a number of baskets filled with a bounty of fruits and vegetables, breads, flowers, sugars, grains. Even the many windows look out at the expanse of your world. This card is a sign that the time has come for your wishes to be fulfilled and your dreams to be realized. Difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. There is an abundance of sweet nourishments and acquired lands coming. The keys to the castle are yours. Celebrate. So, Akashic Force, close your eyes and feel someone hand you a set of golden keys. One of them opens the most important door before you. Open the door and see what lies ahead. I feel like that is such a strong message for me, because that was really what I was sort of fearing and battling, and you know, whether to use these Akashic records and what to do and how to, you know, I want to make sure that, but at the end of the day, you're being guided. I think we've got to not be too hard on ourselves. You know, it's okay to make mistakes. My pen says, look, it's okay to make mistakes. Just know that you are guided, you are loved, and it's important to be able to, I think it's important to be able to say, you know, thank you. I know I'm on the right track, and I know I'm doing a good thing, and I feel great inside and I feel happy. Practice a little bit of neutrality, perhaps. Remember, have courage. Face your fear. I faced my fear now just taking these cards. These are Akashic Tarot cards, because I have a massive connection with them. I can feel it. It actually stems from my sister using them with me when I was learning over a year, 2 years ago. And it was very funny that one of the memories that came up, and I did share it actually on here on the YouTube on a short, was 2023, when I was sort of really starting this journey in all its glory. I was away skiing and with students, and then a month later I literally moved into my own place. I had so much going on, and so I was on this roller coaster ride of emotions, up and down, in and out. My dark side was, I was in that dark side a lot, more than in finding the light. And now I find the light, and occasionally the dark side comes along, the shadow, and it's okay. I recognize it, I overcome it. It's just a blip. My sister used to say to me, it's only going to be a little blip one day. And I just couldn't believe it back then. I was like, I can't get out of this. I don't know what I'm doing. But now here I am. If you told me I would be recording something like this for you guys, and well, for me, and being guided by a spirit to be able to say what I'm saying, I don't think I would have believed it quite. But there we are. We all have things we've got to work on, and that's okay to make mistakes, because from that is a lesson, and from that is growth, and from that is getting up that wonderful liberating ladder to our 5D purpose, feeling that inner love and inner peace, because that is really important to be able to do. How can you be the best version of yourself for anybody else if you don't do your inner work? You can't. And that is something I've had to learn, and here I am. So thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate that. It was I thank you, Spirit, as well, for sending us such lovely details. And you might like to join me again on Words of Wisdom. Subscribe and put a bell on, and I'll let you know when the next time I have a bit of a chat. And if we can connect and be part of the same network of understanding and help and support, then I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing in this world today. So love and light to you all.